This one is done. I have another, I don't know, another 200 or 300 miles before the gray Mini needs an oil change. So I should have done it while it was up here, but I'll do it, next week sometime. You don't need to see that. It's an oil change. Hi everybody, welcome back to First Gen Mini Rescue. I'm Jimmy, rescuing First Gen Minis. Thought I was gonna burn that one up. Let me read the fortune and tell you why I wasn't planning on videoing this, but I gotta tell you after the fact what's going on. All right, let's get the book out. Today's fortune says, opportunities surround you if you know where to look. Opportunities surround you if you know where to look. Well, there's always opportunities depends on what you're looking for, but sometimes you just got to look closer, look at hand, look at what's right around you, and you don't have to go that far looking for opportunities. Anyway, I'm frustrated, so I'm just going to tell you what it was. Simple oil change. All of this, you see a welder down there? What does that tell you? Yeah. I went to go take out the drain plug out of the Mini. It's a 13 millimeter, small. I don't know why they don't make it 14, 15, but anyway, I digress. I went to take it out, and of course it was stripped. Now it's probably original to the car. My fault, it's 20 some odd years old. So I went and got a big pair of vice grips, or I already put them back. Big pair of vice grips, rounded it off some more. I don't have any of those, the ones that you can just take off, the extractor sockets. I don't have any of those. I will be buying some though. Anyway, I'm still trying to get it off. Rounded it off completely. So after about 20 minutes of using different size vice grips, tightening it as tight as I can get it, trying to tap it with a hammer, tapping it closed, tapping it open, spraying it with PB Blaster, the whole works. It's not budging. All right, what do I do? Well, the first thing I'll do is I'll just, where's it at? I got it somewhere. Oh, I know, I put it in the drawer. Here. I'll weld the nut on the end of it. This was a 14 millimeter flange nut. And I welded it on the end of it with the welder. I cleaned the bottom because I do have oil leaks on this car. And I got a fire extinguisher handy when I was doing the work. So just in case, didn't want to burn the car down. However, the first nut did not work. Kept coming off. So I adjusted the temperature and the wire feed settings on the welder, and I welded a bigger nut. This is a 19 millimeter nut. And finally, after about a half an hour of welding this up and boogering it up and getting it all, I finally was able to, let me see what you can see. So I was able to use this 19 millimeter nut with a long 19 millimeter wrench to finally break it loose, get it out. Now, I already had extra bolts or drain plug bolts with washers, and they don't, because I have a chrome one that's 14 millimeter nut size instead of the 13, and it has the magnet on the tip. So I put one of those in there. I had about 3 of those. I'm running them in the convertible, and I have them in the orange convertible. I do have an original, an OE drain plug, so I'll keep that, and that's in my box here with all my extra parts. So, man, I'm gonna keep this one too. This I might weld it up even prettier and Yeah, 19 millimeter. That's what you need, just to crack it loose and be done, quick. Anyway, so that was the first thing. Now, okay, you got that done. Drain the oil, fine. Now I went to go and take the filter off so I can change the filter. I keep filters in my box here. So I have a 36 millimeter small socket that goes over the filter housing, but it's the what is it, 3/8, 7/8, whatever the middle size. What is it? It's not a 1/2 inch drive, so I had to use my 3/8 breaker bar, and it's the 3/8 breaker bar that broke. It was too tight. I couldn't get it off. So I need a new 3/8 breaker bar. So then what I did was I went and found an adapter that's 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter to fit in here. And now I can use a 1/2 inch breaker bar. The first one snapped. The second one worked. So I had to use my larger breaker bar, the 1/2 inch breaker bar, with the adapter. Finally got it off. I don't know. So I put everything back together. Now all I got to do is add oil. But a simple, 5-minute, 8-minute, 10-minute oil change job turned into, I'm going on right around 2 hours now. So, and a lot of frustration, a lot of cursing, a lot of walking away, coming back, but slow and steady, I got it done. So I'm gonna add the oil and get this car off the pad so I can figure out how I'm gonna get the orange car on the pad. But I just thought I'd bring you in for that really quick because, hello? You hear the frustration in that happened to you? Yeah, sometimes you gotta walk away, breathe, come back at it. But I tell you what, it's not sponsored, but that titanium, the cheap welder there, it paid for itself just now. Yeah, because, I didn't have to go to a shop. Luckily, the plug was still in and I could have driven to a shop and had them do it, but I got to be able to do it. So yeah, I'm fortunate. All right, well, thanks for calling. I hope if you break a stud, you take the time and you can do it yourself. All right, thanks. Bye. Okay, somebody else who feels my pain, because you guys, I'm sure it's happened to you. So I just wanted to come in and say, hey, not everything happens perfectly. Sometimes we don't show that stuff on the videos. We don't show it, but it happens. And I wasn't videoing because it's just a simple oil change. So anyway, let me show you something else I thought about too. Okay, earlier I was trying to take, a couple of videos ago, I was trying to take off my air conditioner condenser, but the nut that held it, the nut and bolt, the back nut is captured and it kept spinning. So what I just thought about was the next time I have this car apart, front end service, I'm gonna weld just a small metal tab. I have some metal pieces. I'm gonna weld a small metal tab on the side of the nut that's captured, that's supposed to be captured. And that way maybe I can have some purchase to hold that still while I unscrew the nut that's here. So that's my idea so far, to try to get that off. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna add the oil. For the minis, I use 5W30 Castrol, the high mileage, full synthetic. It's what I've been using. And with 295,000 miles, it works. It's what I use. For the Subaru, I use high mileage Valvoline, full synthetic, 020. That's what they recommend. And I've been using that ever since we hit 150,000 in the Subaru, and it has 216,000 or 217,000. 300, sorry. whoo, I'm shortchanging myself. 317,000 miles on the Subaru. This should have been well over 300, but we got other ones to drive, so I split my time. So anyway, let me do that and then get this car off the ramp. And I got a John Deere lawnmower project to do too, but we'll get there. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for watching. Come back and see me. This was a surprise video for me because things go wrong and I gotta show them. So that's what I do. So if it happens to you, take a breather. If you don't have a welder, maybe you got a friend with a welder. I know now I'll be not buying, but when I get to the salvage yard, I'll just get a couple of extra, maybe some lug nuts, to where as if this happens again, I can put it all the way on and weld a lug nut and use that. Bigger the bolt, the more torque you can get, the bigger the wrench, you know. But yeah, luckily I had one in the storeroom. I don't know where it came from, but it was on a bracket. I just took it off, so whatever. All right, thank y'all. Come back and we'll do it again. And as always, even when it's not fun, have fun with your minis.